Hello everyone. Today I'm going to teach you the proper hitting mechanics to the sport of baseball. When people think of the sport of baseball, they think boring, slow. But I'm going to start out by showing you this video and show you that baseball is actually pretty exciting after all. So as you can see from that video, it doesn't look like baseball is too boring or slow after all, huh? So when it comes to hitting, the first thing you want to think about is your batting stance. In other words, how you stand in the batter's box before the pitch comes. When it comes to your batting stance, it's not all that important. It's totally up to you, personal preference, whatever feels most comfortable. But what is required is that you keep both feet in the batter's box. Some players like to start out with an open stance, some players like to start out with a closed stance, while some like to start out with a normal stance. Whatever feels most comfortable. But what you need to know is that you have to start out with an athletic stance. In other words, keeping your feet shoulder width apart, maybe a little bit wider, with a slight bend in the knees. Also, do not arch your back. While you're in your athletic stance, you can either have your bat resting on your shoulder, wiggling up in the air, or slightly above your shoulder. Again, whatever feels most relaxed to you. How to hold the bat. You want to have a very, very loose grip on the handle of the bat. Because as the pitch is thrown, your grip on the bat will naturally tighten up, so it doesn't matter how you start out. If you're a right-handed batter, you want to have your right hand on top and your left hand on bottom, and make sure your hands are together. If you're a left-handed batter, you want to have your left hand on top and your right hand on bottom. Also, when your hands are on the handle, make sure your knuckles are lined up so it forms a straight line. Also, when you're holding the bat, your front elbow should be lowered, while your back elbow is free to move however. It can be lowered, it can be high, it can be middle. Again, completely up to you, personal preference. The most important part of your swing is the load. This is where you get all your power. Your load is a simple weight shift. The steps of loading are first, taking a simple little step with your front foot. Some players like to have a big high leg kick, whatever feels most comfortable. When I played, I had a simple step with the front foot. But as you're doing this, you want to keep your hands back. You don't want to force your hands back, but rather, as you stride, your hands should naturally go back. And when your front foot hits the ground, that's when you start your rotation or start your swing. The swing. When your front foot hits the ground and your hands go back, the knob of your bat, your arms, and your back knee all rotate simultaneously. Also, when you come in contact with the ball, you should have palm up, palm down. Palm up, palm down. Your front knee will go from being flexed to straight. Okay, so come in contact with the ball, front knee flexed to straight, while your back foot is acting like it's squishing a bug. It turns. Okay. Also, you want to make sure you keep your head and your eyes on the ball. That way you can make solid contact. After you've hit the ball, you want to continue with your level swing, extend your swing, and can have two hands on the bat all the way through. You don't want to finish with one hand on the bat. You want to finish with two hands on the bat all the way through. Now here's a video of Mike Trout, one of the best players in baseball, and how he swings the bat. So as you can tell, he has a high leg kick, keeps his hands back. As his foot hits the ground, the knob of the bat, his arms, and back knee all rotate at the same time. Keeps his head on the ball and finishes all the way through, extends his swing with two hands on the bat. Notice he finishes with two hands on the bat and not one. That's very important. Well, thank you guys for listening. I hope you learned a little bit more about the hitting mechanics of baseball.